happy Mother's Day, everybody. All the women, not that we all have children, but I wrote a message to you all on the video site, the YouTube site, the postings. If you're a subscriber, you'll get the notices I sent out. I'm not sure how it works, but I guess you can subscribe to my video channel, and then whatever messages I send out go to the people who are subscribed. So I sent my mother's message out in that way, of all the ways that we are mothers to the world and mothers to the earth and all that's in it. And I'm focusing this day on Mary, the Mother of God, and my mother, and my own biological mother also, and Mary, my spiritual mother, my spouse's mother. And I'm also thinking about my grandmothers, but one of my daughters has a man friend, and so his mother died when she was 50 years old suddenly of an aneurysm, and he was the only child. His parents had divorced, and he admits that he's a mama's boy. He was a mama's boy, and I'm sure he misses his mother terribly. They were very close, and I think he gets concerned maybe that he'll have an aneurysm when he's 50 years old, which is coming up. But I am he's called me Mom for a while now, which I love, and I'm thinking of his mother especially today. I consider myself his mother on earth, sort of doing what his mother would like for me to do with him, how to pray for him and treat him. So her name is Mary Jo. So I try to sort of talk with her and think about what she would want me to say or do to her son today, since she's not here in person to do it. So he's not even around here today, but I'm praying for him and thinking of him and treat him as a son on behalf of his mother. So there's all ways that we can mother people, and people the earth, people creation. I mean mother creation and mother the earth. So with that, I'm going to look at these two. Mercy gets down. Lovey is giving her attention. She's on her back, and he's sniffing her and checking her out, and she's loving. She's rolling her back in the grass, and he likes to put his mouth around her neck. I guess she likes that. And lick her little feet. He's licking her little feet and wants to tussle with her, and he's enjoying every minute. Look at these two. Oh my goodness. They're my little animal children, these two are. Now we're not, you guys, we're not going to get all hustling around and pulling me down. Let's go over and look at some of these trees. I want to show Silver Show, Abies Coriana Silver Show. And it was at a price. Look at this. This was a find. It was the only one there. I thought, get that thing before anyone sees it. Of course, maybe others wouldn't like it. Look at this. And it likes part sun and shade. And it'll get large eventually, but slow growth. Not much each year. And I'm going to find a spot for it, I think out in back or along the side of the house. But it was a temptation I could not deny. And this is the kind of thing that when I have to go to a townhome or a small place, I will take this with. And it can get, of course, you can keep it small if you want to. Look how the needles come out. Now, Lovey, that you know who that is. That's our neighbor. That's our neighbor, Mercy and Lovey. Don't bark. Don't bark at Jason. See how the needles come out of the stem, out of the trunk. I just love it. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm so grateful that it was there. And then this is sapphire nymph down here. This is a cedrus that's low growing on the ground. This will get larger. Full sun. I'm going to put it out in this area that we're digging out. My grandson trenched all along there, cut out about 1.5 feet all the way along down by the sidewalk. It does not get sprinkler water. The previous owner had barberry bushes down there. They're very prickly, but they had red and green and reddish leaves, checkerboarded all the way up and up where I planted echinaceas, and a huge blue spruce right in here where that peach tinge has grown large, and I don't want that to get much larger than that. So I'm going to keep that contained. But it was enormous and spilling out over the drive, and then there was a big, huge maple tree right out about, maybe 1 foot from the edge there, and it's what's caused a big crack. Well, you can't see it. My plants are in front of it. Big crack across the driveway, and it caused the sidewalk to pull up big chunks. So there's a lip down there on the sidewalk. I have to always warn people about. I'm going to either build it up with concrete and slate this sidewalk to fix it, or if I can get somebody to help lift it up, and I can get stones under it to lift that piece of sidewalk off, because it's a fall hazard for people, a tripping hazard. But yeah, so I found silver shell. It was the only one. I've never seen it there before. And Abies coriana. It was discovered or cultivated, introduced in 1969. That's the year I graduated high school. So that was fun. This is the Silas Marner rose. It's a David Austin rose. So it has these unusual, more ruffled blooms. That's an earlier one, and it has a lovely scent. Not super strong, but plenty strong. The David Austin roses, more English roses, and they average scented rose of a David Austin rose will be far more scented than a scented rose of any other type. So they start out even having better scent to them. And this one here doesn't have any blooms yet, but it's golden celebration. So that's for the Trinity. I'm going to take this dianthus back, because I found now they have 4-inch pots. So here's one. Here's a little 4-inch pot, 1/3 the price. I'm going to take that back. I have no business spending on something that I can get smaller and far less. And one of these, I think it's that one there, the delphinium, small delphinium. They have huge blooms. Takes a while, might not this summer yet, but somebody will enjoy the great blooms on it. But it's called purple pagan, and a Mary garden needs to have a pagan in it, doesn't it? That's the reality. God deals with pagans. And here's a little monarda down there that will be bright purple blooms. So, and I found a couple other little, I guess just one other, a small miniature conifer. Down on that area, I have a lot of sedums. We'll go over here and I'll show you the sedums I got. And plus, I have some from last year I got in overwintered that can grow in water, in not very well watered areas. They don't need a lot of water, and they'll spread. And so I'm going to put pavers intermingled with sedums, with maybe 3 of these little miniature conifers that can take full sun and that don't need much water. Some conifers need more. Those are the firs and the Abies coriensis. Usually the soft, you can tell if you can't remember the names, if they're soft needled, very soft. Those usually are firs or an Abies, like an Abies coriensis, that need some water and some protection from direct sun, from hot sun. So I'll get the ones that don't need loads of water and can take full sun. Here's some of the sedums I found yesterday. Now I'm going to have to look up, these are purslanes, these two down here. And, oh, I thought I had 3. Huh, maybe it's somewhere else. I'll have to check, or in where it is. But I had one that's pale yellow with different rings on it, variation of yellow blooms. This one over here is going to have an orange bloom on it, red orange. And these, oh, here's a parsley I got. Oh yeah, I must have some somewhere else because I also got an oregano, Santa Cruz oregano, that has a good scent to it for cooking, for herbs. So, and then these others just are interesting sedums. I already have some sedums here that bloom, and see how they've just spread on their own in between the pavers here. Well, this is an open paver here that if I wanted, I could dig that out and put a little conifer in there. But then I might sometime. We'll just see what I have left. But I think I don't want too many conifers in one location. Here, oh, here's a sedum that I found that is, I've never seen. This is I like this for just some variation. As has these blooms there. These are the early ones, so that was a good find. And this is a beautiful one. Well, here's this sapphire nymph. It's a cedrus that can take the full sun and doesn't need loads of water. This one will need a little more protection. You can see even in the new growth how tender. Here's a reversion down there that I think I'll have to nip off. I'll see if it's coming out of the rootstock, but I think it is. This one is Archer's Dwarf. It's a white fir, an Abies, Archer Dwarf. Let's see what else. Oh, there's the marjoram down in there. No, I must have left the other sedum there, but I have to go back still, take a couple more things back after all, and I'll get that sedum that has the pale and darker yellow combination blooms on it. No, not sedum, it's a purslane. And the purslane, I have to look it up. It may, if it's an annual, I'm not going to keep it. But if it needs a lot of water, I'll just place it someplace where it gets sprinkler. But the thing with those bushes they had down there, the barberries, they set the sprinkler heads inside the property line, or from the sidewalk about 3 feet or 30 inches. So behind them, it didn't get much water. And that's why by July, all the grass dies along there. All dead looking for a 1.5 feet in or more. And it just doesn't look good. And of course the HOA man a year ago, 2 years ago, I guess. They've been on me for over 2 years now. He was complaining about how my yard looked. I had bill bugs in it. And I was grateful that he pointed it out. I didn't know what was causing it. I thought I wasn't getting enough water, so even my nice neighbor lady lent me their lawn sprinkler on top of the in-ground sprinklers. I was watering and it just kept more and more dying. And it was bill bugs. I hadn't heard of them, so I looked online and read up on them and bought the medicine that would take care of it, get rid of the bill bugs. Lovey, leave those. You're not to have the leather gloves or any gloves. Those aren't yours. Those are mine. See, those wouldn't fit your little hands, would they? But you like them in your mouth. So yeah, so I got rid of the bill bugs. He didn't, of course, people, if my eldest daughter says I'm the most negative person she knows, I think I know more negative. The HOA men are quite negative about me, and so oh, you're not going to be able to get this fixed. You're going to have to hire someone. And, no, I did it. And he says, and you're going to have to reseed it all. You got to get new soil and reseed it. And it's all filled in except for maybe a couple little spots. Didn't need to reseed it. What I need and what everyone needs is patience. Patience in, as a mother of the earth and of nature and of all creation and of all people. I'm a mother to all people. God will bring me my children. And I realize that what is needed in nurturing is patience. The Virgin Mary certainly has lots of patience with me. Look at this. That will be a beautiful bloom, but I love how it's budding. And I forget the name of this. Some of you will know right away. And it's reseeding in different areas. I have some that have popped up. It'll be very pretty. And it gets a big tall spike and that blooms out. We'll watch it. But see how a mocha rose is doing. Isn't that great? It's already changing hues. It's still in the rose tone, but you see a little bit of the mocha look to it. It's not a rose color like Silas Marner rose. It's getting the mocha brownish in it. So sort of a sweet brownish. Fun. This is good. This is good. And the Orium's going well. So today I'm going to do some stacking. That little fir down there is down too low. I'm going to have to get some more soil developed, and I'll have extra out in front because I'm beating it off the turf that's dug up, off the back of it. And I have a bunch of turf in there. I'll go around and fill low spots where the trees were removed 6 years ago, and it sunk down in those areas. I'll just lay it on top of the existing grass, fill in the holes, and it'll all root in eventually, in time. If you're nervous and rushing and fussy, even over plants and trees, they'll die. And I've had that happen. The first year I was here, I donated a beautiful tree that likes to be right by a pond, and it weeps, and it gets tall, but it's loose and thin, so you can see through it. It wouldn't block any view or anything. And I did it as a gift to my friend back in the Midwest, who's 97, and she had 5 boys, and then she had a little girl who had spina bifida way back in like 1955. She never made it out of the hospital. She was there 5 months, and her mother would go every day and be with little Lori. So I made it a tree for Lori and put it down by the pond. But I wanted to plant it, but this man, this Lupo, his last name's Lupo, and he's so nervous and apoplectic and uptight and rush and just angry, just seems uptight. And his wife, I can tell she's been bullied because she bullied me later when he wasn't around. But he insisted on planting it. Well, I went along, and his wife was there, and she was all nervous around him. And she walks always like 2 to 3 feet behind him, sort of leaned over. She's a tiny little thing. And just like she's a little slave, just an appendage to him, a tail end or something, that she knows her place, and it's down low. And so he says, oh, a woman shouldn't plant a tree. You can't plant this. And I mean, obviously I can plant things, but he was so uptight and nervous. I went out, I put holy water around the tree, and I prayed over it after he was done, because I knew it was going to struggle because of his touch, his attitude, his rushing. and jerking it around. You know, he just jerked, his motions are with jerks, jerking hands and jerking body, and it died. It died the first year, and it was just sad. It was right down, it had plenty of water source, and I'd even taken my special concoction of fertilizers that I mixed together to get different balances right. But no, that was sad, but it was predictable. And a man on the island who bought my most prized little dissectum red. It was a red Japanese maple dissectum. And he insisted on digging it out himself. He was nervous. He didn't know what he was doing. And I tried to help, and he didn't want. And I explained to him exactly how to plant it. And a month later, I saw him maybe at a hardware store or somewhere, and he was complaining to me. He was another angry type, nervous person. And I thought, I prayed that tree would make it. He said, it died. I want my money back. And I said, no. I said, I told you there are no refunds. I offered to dig it out for you. I'd even offered to come and plant it for you at your property. And you refused. And I said, that's a shame. And I'm very sorry it died. I said, that was the most special of my red Japanese maples. And I didn't want to let him buy it. He kept insisting because I felt I should keep it, just for the property and for how beautiful it was, and not to risk it with someone who I felt was going to kill it just by his affect. So trees they're a teacher to me. And if I'm upset or anything, I pray and get myself calmed down. I don't want to harm. And these little dogs too, they know when I'm upset, but they train me to stay calm and to not say things, and to be a gentle voice, because they're sensitive little things. Now Lovey, he gets struck too firmly sometimes. A good firm off, because he loves to jump up on people in all his excitement. But okay, well, that's the morning. That's some of the acquisitions I got yesterday. And some of those are going back. I'm going to dig out some roses that weren't doing anything. I'd gotten them two for $17 at Costco, which was great. And the blooms and the photos are lovely, but they're supposed to be highly scented. They don't smell at all, and the blooms have sort of a wilty aspect to them. They're ruffled, but they're not at all what the photo would be. And they've been in for 2 years, so last summer they looked a little better, but like I say, I have it there so that when you walk under that arbor over there, you'll have scent. Gardens are not just visual. They're touch, they're scent, they're sensation. And so if a rose doesn't have a scent, I think, why? Why? So I'll put it out there and put a price tag on it. I have plenty of pots, and I have another one in back that the space can be used for something better, probably maybe for the silver show, although I'd like to put them a little bit not out in direct sun, or her. See, that's a beautiful, for an angel or the Virgin Mary, silver show, something that, or a saint with the aureum around them, the aura of light. That's what that tree reminds me of. And it can get 8 feet tall and 4 feet wide. This one, just by its instinctive growth pattern thus far, is going to be narrower. It's going to be a narrow vertical grower. But, and when I saw that and the price, I've been blessed with that nursery. I told in another video, but I haven't posted. I'm going to do a different one. about the dream, the miraculous dream God gave me. And just another miracle of God. There's so many He gives us. So, happy Mother's Day to everyone, regardless if you are a physiological mother, if you've had children or not. Doesn't matter. We have Mother in us. And we are all children of the Virgin Mary. And she is a great mentor and model of all of the positive attributes of mothering and how to be a good mother. And I think with my children, I'm just too different in the spiritual realm and how I view things. And of course, it was very hard on them with my disability. Not to be active with them. I couldn't get down on the floor and play with them. I couldn't go sit through their sports events, and I would go and try to stand. I would go to special ones. Couldn't drive out of town to them. I couldn't stand long or be in bleachers, so I would sort of recline in my car for my boy when he was in Little League and watch through the windshield. And then get up, if I could see he was up to bat, I would get out and walk over. But it was hard on him. That was when I had no medication then. Had I had medication, I could have done much more. I still would have had pain sieges from overdoing, but I would have done it for them. And I did do, at times, things that caused pain sieges that then they had to suffer through also. So I understand a lot of the reasons why they are as they are, but it's very painful for me. And I feel bad for them. I wish that they could push beyond. The one daughter did send a text, Happy Mother's Day. and I was grateful. It's better than nothing. And she remembered at least, that's good. And I had already written to her, though, Happy Mother's Day, and different things I respected of how beautifully she's rearing her son, and has. And of course, I'd like to hear something positive, like, Mom, you did this for me, or thank you, or I learned that from you. But she's just barely hanging in with me. So I'm grateful for any crumb tossed my way. As long as it's respectful, that is. I'm drawing the line on the disrespect. And I've accepted that she had written that what she enjoys with me is doing work projects together. Me, helping her with her tile and concrete removal and things, or fixing the toilet leak. And I sort of laughed and thought, it's better than nothing. But I enjoy her for any number of anything, conversations, anything about her life, which she doesn't share. I did find out from my grandson that she'd gotten 4th place in the tournament. She didn't tell me. Oh no, she told me she got 4th, but that she does get paid for that. Not a lot, but she got some money. He knew that. He told me that information, so that was good. And she might have told me had I asked, but she withholds things. It has to be on her terms what she wants to tell me. So I respect that, because I have to accept and be grateful for whatever. Whatever is I'm like a bird, that the bird seed or the breadcrumbs are tossed out. And whatever I'm able to get, I'm grateful for. And that would be with any of them. But the other two won't. Yesterday was my eldest's birthday, and I called and left a message. I knew she wouldn't answer. She never does. I called at a time I knew she'd be home and still awake, but I didn't let it bother me, because I anticipated. I figured she wouldn't. She hasn't answered for a couple or 3 or I don't know, a couple of years at least, 2.5 at least. And the one I left the message and say, I have health news that I need to share with you. And so she called back on that. That was when my kidneys had failed, and I thought my days were numbered. So she did call back for that. And then when I called back to tell her the test results, she wouldn't answer. So that was it. It's painful, but I have to understand they're in a different place than me, and I think always have been. People have different personalities, and I'm on a different wavelength. So a lot of people don't understand me and don't like me. So that's how it goes. As long as God is okay with me, hopefully I'm not sinning too much, then that's what matters ultimately. And as long as I'm loving of others, love them and do what's right for them. But I do want to find out if the eldest daughter would prefer I not even call and leave a message. It may upset her just to see my phone number and be reminded of someone that she doesn't like and is hurt by, or feels wronged or something. Obviously, we have to sort of deduce those things, that something has been deeply troubling for a long, long time, even in high school, junior high. So, and because I want to respect others. That was the big thing with I think what's the final part of transition is to realize what others need, and how try to get them on board with understanding that we are going to change and correct how we had been, that God doesn't want us to be like that, and hopefully they'll go along with it and be okay with how we change, which can be changes for ourselves, like for myself to be respected, to respect myself, and to ask that others respect me, and then express the consequences, the outcome. If people don't, God will remove them, or I'll need to remove myself. So that can be hard for people to adjust to someone who's changing. They say even, alcoholics or drug addicts, when they change, when the people around them can be so used to how they were that they have trouble adapting to a new person, even though it's a positive change. They get used to the morbidity, they get used to the unhealthy person, and sometimes even like the unhealthy person, because that gives them an excuse to dislike or to stay away or not want to involve with the unhealthy person. And so they're off easy in some cases if they don't like the person. Then if the person changes for something that's very good, it's sort of the rubber meets the road. The person has to decide, oh dear, there's not going to be any excuse for myself to dislike this person and to stay away from the person, or to use the person in their unhealthiness to be codependent or other things. So it's all very interesting. What God taught me in about 8 days' time from the word transition placed in my mind one morning, and all that I've learned in order. He has it in order of what I needed to learn and when. So I think that's the end of it, other than transformation. And I realize we can pray and ask for things that we would like in our transformation, how we want to be. But I think I'm mostly going to let God show me and help me recognize how He's transformed me. I can sort of see glimmers of it. Part of it is this thing this morning of realizing I am a mother of the world and of all people, and I am a mother of the earth, of all creation, of all creatures, and to nurture all and to love them and mother them, and also receive the graces, like these little doggies love me. And so that's very, very rewarding, that they love their mom. And God gave them to me for that, to nurture them and to also reap their love, to appreciate the love, and to appreciate also the memories of times when my children loved me. My son, he was so close to me all through until into college. And the eldest daughter also, and has shown great signs of love and needing me at times, just not for a long time now. But junior high school was hard with her. She didn't talk with me much, and wouldn't participate in things. So that was sad, and I learned not to push her to join in with me or anything. One time she had done something very passive aggressive, and I did make her make it right. Probably shouldn't have, probably just should have let her do it, be what she had done, and which was very mean to me, very cruel and cold. And I thought, no, don't let her do this to her mother. But who knows? We try our best, even with the dogs. They need discipline. They need firmness and training. Lovey needs a lot more training. So spoiling children doesn't always work out. This special friend, his mother, he admits, I was a mama's boy. She did everything for him. So he's still not really equipped in the world to take initiative or follow through on things, responsibilities that a normal person would, of course, just do and get it over with, fill out a form or something. So his mom did all that. So and you can't blame him. He's just not used to it. But hopefully he'll. I thought, I'm his stand-in now, and he can at least observe that even in all my pain, that I still do what I need to do with temporal duties. And he does a lot. I mean, I've probably given the wrong impression. Just little things. But he's already changing. He's already transitioning. Just being around my daughter, he's picking up, that these things can be fun. So that's how we all are. We're all in this life together, and we're able to nurture one another, parent one another, and be children to one another also, and good children to one another. So it's a new way of for me anyway, of thinking of matters, and that God chooses times and phases of our lives to expand us, to not just be for 3, but for millions, and even souls on the other side, to mother them and nurture. Well, God bless you all. I'm heading in.